Hey everyone, welcome to the Work Time Fun Podcast. I'm Carl Garrell, and let's get started. All right, everyone. On today's podcast, I've finally got to be able to get all of our co-hosts together. And just before we start, I just want to let them introduce themselves, actually.
My name is Raymond. I was on the Castlevania podcast, and now I'm on this one.
All right, thanks, Raymond. And
this is Marqui. I was on an unofficial podcast, but I'm here officially now.
All right, perfect. Yeah, actually, we had another recording, but we'll see if we forgo it or not. All good. Anyways, on today's podcast, we're going over The Marvels. Actually, it hasn't come out yet. It's out, I think, slated for November 10th, which is in a couple of weeks for us, at least at the time of recording. But we are leading into The Marvels by basically going over, I've already watched basically everything that happened beforehand. So the lead up to The Marvels, which is, of course, Captain Marvel, the movie, which came out a few years ago. Then you also have, what else? WandaVision's tied in because of Monica Rambeau. Then we also have Ms. Marvel because of Kamala Khan, Ms. Marvel. And lastly, Secret Invasion, which is actually kind of a sequel to Captain Marvel, and then takes place way before WandaVision and Ms. Marvel. But hey, that just came out recently. And those are all pretty much precursors to, or prequels, what leads up to The Marvels. So, I don't know, where you guys want to start? With Captain Marvel?
Yeah, let's go chronological.
Okay.
Are we reviewing each of these, or?
Yeah, I feel like we'll do a quick review because these are all old movies and shows and different things that we've watched. Plus, we're covering 4 things
leading into the new movie.
And basically, all we're doing is we're just kind of leading up to the Marvels, and we're gonna have our own predictions about what we think's going on, what's gonna happen, how we feel the movie's gonna be like, and I don't know if you catch. For me, at least, I already got my tickets ready to watch it. So, yeah.
Wow.
You're invited. You guys are invited.
I don't think you had to do that. You can probably just buy it the day of.
Yeah. Actually, based on available seats, you probably could, unfortunately. Yeah. But that's for another discussion later on that we'll have. So, Captain Marvel. All right. I saw it in the theaters. I think Marqui, you
saw it in theaters.
Okay. Raymond, did you?
I saw it yesterday.
Was it your first time?
First time.
Ooh. And then, you know what? Then, since you saw it recently, give us your take on it.
It was okay. It was kind of a middle of the pack in terms of MCU movies. I just think Brie Larson.
Brie Larson.
Carol Danvers. She's kind of dull. She's emotionless, and even the characters around her were not. They don't carry. I guess I have no comments written about her in my notes. Yeah, it was okay. It's a good movie. It just felt like more MCU, kind of those middle of the pack movies, like
that's true.
Doctor Strange. Or
got something to add to that, Marqui?
No, it was her origin story. Really not much. She just gained superpowers. Like she was a Superman, where she didn't really have any weaknesses.
Superman,
yeah. I know at the time that it came out, or even before, like when it was about to hit the theaters, a lot of people were iffy about it. Especially, there's a lot of negative feedback on the actress Brie Larson herself. A lot of people are feeling that she was being a little bit too feminist and all these kind of things, and maybe even anti-male, like a lot of comments she had in the past, which has toned down a bit now, but I feel that it still lingers with everyone, especially with the male fan base.
Well, the internet is,
the internet is the internet.
People, yeah.
Oh yeah, internet is the internet. Yeah. My take on it overall, I like Captain Marvel. I did have my gripes about it. There's certain things, and oh my god, the music choice. I don't know about the music that they had, the soundtrack.
Yeah,
it felt like it didn't fit with the action sequences or just the movie overall.
Well, I think they tried to convey the time period, but I guess it was kind of too on the nose.
But then 90s, and then you had No Doubt.
Right.
That part.
Yeah.
I was like, what? That doesn't mesh well. Over whatever scene that was. I forgot what. I just remember like I watched this movie years ago when it first came out, and it's still ingrained in my head how much, I mean, I like the No Doubt music, but I didn't like it used in that context for the movie. At least that's my opinion. All right, yeah, the music. I don't know. I mean, that stood out to me. I don't know about you. You recently watched it.
No, I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy kind of does the same thing. Like they try to have this sort of 70s music motif.
Yeah, but the difference there is it works. In the Guardians, it works.
Those characters are interesting. I thought Captain Marvel. I don't know, but they couldn't make her more joyful, or she seems bored.
Like an android-like kind of personality.
Yeah, I mean, the argument I think is that because of what happened to her, she lost her memories. She's trying to regain them.
That's right. She was programmed.
She's like, who the hell is she? She's trying to discover herself, figure out who she is. I mean, in the beginning, all she knows is that she's a Kree, just like any one of them. True. But, you find out that she actually isn't. She's a human who gained powers.
Well, if she's going to be that kind of character, and I think the supporting characters should have carried, I guess, some kind of levity or brought some kind of levity to to the story.
They should have more bravado or something. In the sense that, like, maybe they should have, what do you mean? Like, have more character? I mean, have more...
Like, bring levity to it just felt so, like, serious. And even when she's being snarky, it just comes out of nowhere. Mm-hmm. Like, all of a sudden, she wants to make a snarky comment to Nick Fury.
Yeah, Nick Fury. A young Nick Fury.
Young Nick Fury.
With both eyes.
I think he was meant to be the character to bring the levity.
Like a comedic relief, almost.
Kind of.
And
that's kind of Marvel's thing.
Yeah.
Also, I want to say, because I just saw this recently, there's like kind of like a romantic, like, angle I got from her and her friend.
Oh, Maria?
Mm-hmm. I'm wondering, like, why didn't
Maria
they just
Rambeau.
go there, just have them kiss? Like, it seems cowardly. It's like, just make them gay. Don't imply that they're gay.
I noticed this theme about gay with you. You had some, like, from the Castlevania Nocturne episode and in this one.
Well, Castlevania is blatant, but
yeah.
I think here, I think Disney gets a lot of flack for pushing like a progressive like ideals, but they never really fully commit.
That is true.
Right? Like, oh, this character is gay, but we're not going to talk about it. Like in the Beauty and the Beast, they have a gay character, but he's not really out, and it's not really talked about. So it's like he's just gay just to be gay.
Or like in Star Wars, the last movie,
Poe and
no, not Poe. In the background scene when they're all celebrating after their victory, there's like two girls that are kissing, but it's such a quick moment. Gotcha. It just flashed by.
Yeah, it's kind of cowardly. It's like, well, we're gonna be this progressive company, but we still kind of want our audience to, our more conservative audience to keep watching this. So we're not really gonna
make it more acceptable. And so
yeah, they should have kissed because they hugged a lot and they hugged long.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like there's some kind of tension here.
I definitely feel that that relationship between Carol Danvers and Monica Rambeau was kind of what's it called, it's kind of presumed that they were kind of together, they were working together.
Yeah,
I think it even seemed like they were living together, weren't they, or something like that, or at least she was there all the time, and then she knew her daughter Monica, and Monica looked up to her like, just it seemed more than they were best friends. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, Disney. Yeah, I don't know. It's they toe the line, but they never just go in and cross it.
Mm-hmm. And then it's like, yeah, I mean, it's that's one thing, but whatever. That's just one part.
Yeah.
But as far as like the movie overall, I mean, like I said,
I still like it.
Yeah, I still like it. Marky?
No, I liked it.
You liked it? Okay.
Actually, not really, but it's okay.
No? Oh, okay. Elaborate. Why didn't you like it?
Well, I mean, I fell asleep for the most part in the theater, but it was just I guess middle of the class. It's not that I hated it. It's just it just didn't really stick out. Not really too many memorable scenes for me.
Yeah, it kind of just, in a sense of MCU movies, just flew under the radar as far as like, it should have been this big, like huge movie. I felt like Captain Marvel. She's the reason why Nick Fury thought of the Avengers. Because I'm not sure you saw that part,
Yeah,
but
that's right. I forgot about that.
in the airplane, it had an Avenger on her plane, so that made him thought, oh, the Avengers. Technically, she's kind of almost the first Avenger, or the first one that he thought of, except she had to fly away into space to help the Skrulls or Kree or whatever the hell. Not help the Kree, but
Pretty sure it's the Skrulls, right? She had to help the Skrulls.
yeah, she had to help the Skrulls, help them find a home or something like that. It's been a while. Which leads us into also, I guess there's WandaVision, but like you guys didn't watch that, so, oh man, I mean, we could skip that. Technically, chronologically, you said, Marky, so we're gonna go with actually Secret Invasion. It's the most recent of all the shows and movies that was leading up to the Marvels, and also I think you guys recently watched it too, right?
So we're going to Secret Invasion?
Yeah, we'll go Secret Invasion. Because chronologically, Secret Invasion happens next.
Yeah.
Because that's after Captain Marvel leaves, she does her thing, whatever. And then the Skrulls, I guess, are already on Earth. And Nick Fury is,
recruiting,
using them for his missions, I guess, or something. I mean, it's kind of hinted at that pretty much Nick Fury gains his notoriety within S.H.I.E.L.D., by using the Skrulls, because they're essentially the super spies, because they're morphing into whoever he needs them to be. So if he needs an assassin, if he needs someone to infiltrate, if he needs definitely a spy, for sure he's got the Skrulls. So, but oh man, I think out of everything, at least my opinion, Secret Invasion sucked, man. I watched everything. I really wanted to like Secret Invasion, but it was such a letdown for me. I basically forced myself to watch every episode just because, for me as a Marvel fan, I just need to watch everything and then give my own opinion. But yeah, I agree. That thing just sucked. I don't know about you guys. You first.
To be honest, as the episodes progressed, I actually kind of started liking it. Yeah.
Hey, it's fair game, man. Okay. I mean, okay. What do I get? I hate, spoilers talk, in case, I know this is a recent show, so not everyone may have seen it, might not have seen it, or whatever. So spoilers. We discuss everything. Yeah, I didn't like that they killed Maria Hill, right off the bat. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
That served no purpose. I mean, I think I saw some interviews saying, oh yeah, it was supposed to show the, let's see, how serious graphics is supposed to be. I'm like, yeah, I mean, he already blew up and killed a whole bunch of people. He didn't have to kill Maria Hill in the process. But then I guess, with Maria Hill out of the way, then you have time for Gaia's character to kind of show up more. So, I don't know. That's one of my gripes. Other things is just the pacing of the show. It felt like a lot of things that Marvel Disney Plus series or shows, what they suffer from is that these all feel like they were supposed to be movies, but then they just got chopped up and became a series, episodic series. So something that could have been like an hour and a half movie, perhaps, just chopped up and extended in order to become, 6, 7, 8 episode series. I don't know what you guys think.
So I actually really liked it. I was surprised when I read the reviews. I was like, oh, this is one of the least popular MCU shows.
It is.
As far as Maria, you mentioned Maria Hill.
Mm-hmm.
I think when you put, when these legacy characters die, I think that makes it more impactful. Like there's actually consequences for these characters. Like if you watch a Spider-Man movie, like Spider-Man Homecoming, and the building falls on him, he's not gonna die.
Oh, that's Spider-Man.
It's like he's gonna make it out somehow. So it's not about is he gonna make it? No, it's gonna be how's he gonna get out of this. And I thought Maria Hill dying, it showed they're gonna kill some of these old legacy characters. Also, who cares about Maria Hill?
I do.
You guys watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or?
Yeah.
Okay.
See, Phil Coulson.
I did.
Did you guys? I agree with you about feeling the impact, of losing a major character.
Yeah.
Like Phil Coulson, losing him in the Avengers, dying to Loki, getting stabbed.
Right.
I felt that. I was like, man. But at the same time, that's a character, you've seen him in development. He's been through a few scenes in Iron Man, and he's built up, and then he had this relationship, like he adored Iron Man, like that whole thing.
Was he Captain America or Iron Man?
Oh wait, you're right. Sorry, Captain America.
Yeah, I remember he had the card or something.
Yep, he had the card for Captain America. But anyways, he built up those relationships, or at least the movies, built up those relationships. And so when he was killed off and died, at least in the MCU, because we also do have Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which is another series where he seems to have been resurrected. But I felt the impact of that because all the characters in there. I mean, in a way, Nick Fury kind of used it to kind of catapult the team. I mean, to get the team together, right?
Yeah,
he kind of used it to kind of bring them together to make the Avengers happen, basically. Mm-hmm. The Avengers Initiative, right?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yep. So I agree with you in that aspect. To me personally, I just didn't feel like that happened with Maria Hill's character. It didn't feel that impactful. It just felt like, oh, it just happened and she's gone.
Well, I guess I thought, because I don't really watch the MCU TV shows.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know if Nick Fury was gonna make it to the end of this series. Like, are they gonna kill this guy off too? Is he retiring from MCU?
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, so I thought that makes it unpredictable,
mm-hmm.
and it breaks from the tone of a lot of these MCU movies. Like, they went for like a more serious tone. It's more grounded. There's no superheroes.
Yeah.
Except the Skrulls. Kind of silly.
I get that.
I mean, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, and the whole Skrulls thing. I mean, for something that's called Secret Invasion, it didn't feel like there's much of an invasion going on. I mean, I get it. It happened, but you don't feel like you don't feel how much of an invasion it was until like pretty much the very end of the series. That's when they showed the whole like farms or fields of people that
mm-hmm.
are just in those like kind of mind things that those Skrulls used in order to get their memories, and you see only like maybe a wall of them, like maybe 10 or so,
mm-hmm.
Just very few, like in the early on in the series, But then it's like, okay, well, there's only that many people that are, that are.
Well, they did say there's like 1 million, right?
I don't know what they said, but you don't get that until the end, right?
Yeah. Well, that's kind of the surprise. Like, how many are there?
Mm-hmm.
And then they're like, oh, there's 1 million of them.
Yeah, they're deeply rooted.
Yeah.
So.
And
well, I guess that's the secret part, huh?
yeah, maybe it should have been called Secret Invasion. And also, Samuel L. Jackson, he's a great actor.
Yeah.
I thought every scene he was in, he was great.
I definitely liked his acting, for sure.
He's like almost every scene.
I liked him. I liked the actress that played his wife. That
Right.
was a surprise. What do you think about
that's
that?
the other thing I have. Like, the twists were unpredictable. Like, I didn't know he was in love with a Skrull.
Yeah, a Skrull wife. I mean, for him to have a wife, I know it's been hinted at supposedly in some other movies or I don't really recall, but yeah, knowing the fact that he's married, but on top of that, married to a Skrull.
Yeah, I thought that was unpredictable.
Yeah. Oh, question. In the beginning, did you guys think that, when he was entering the home, and the wife was in Skrull like form,
Right.
and then she changed?
Right.
Did you think that Nick Fury did know or didn't know that she was a Skrull?
Oh,
I think he knew.
I think he did.
Yeah.
It's established he's already friends with the Skrulls, or some Skrulls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was still early on, so that's
Yeah.
why I guess. It kind of, that question threw out there, I saw it on the internet or something, it just made me think, like, okay. But then, he's freaking Nick Fury. He has to know that his own wife is a Skrull. So, yeah.
So I just want to go back to why I couldn't connect with Maria Hill being killed off. She felt kind of like a stand-in character where she was just she was standing in as a replacement. She didn't really have her own like personality, I would say, unlike someone like Agent Coulson or Happy from the Iron Man series, where they just feel like fan favorites already. We just by their personalities alone, and you can almost relate as a fan, whereas she was just a substitute for another character when he wasn't in it, especially being the S.H.I.E.L.D. director.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's because she's in like very small parts throughout all the different movies. In Avengers, she's seen as Nick Fury's right hand.
Right.
person because they're red-hand man. She's not.
Yeah, I get the significance of her.
Person, you know, she's always the one that's like leading the charge for Nick Fury or figuring out what needs to be done. She's appeared in a lot of different things. She was in Spider-Man Far From Home.
Right.
She was at, well, it actually wasn't her. It was the Skrulls.
I actually didn't see that one.
You didn't see that? Okay. Yeah, she's in there. And it's like, those two are always together because she's like, if you see Nick Fury, you see Maria Hill, like in some way or form. Or at least she's doing something for Nick Fury. And then in that sense, I don't think we had enough of that. To me, it felt like her death was just a throwaway. It didn't feel impactful for me because
it was critical to the story though, because it was being framed and they were gonna release this footage. It kind of what drove him to, resolve the issue. Like, did he talk to her mom or something?
Yeah, he did. You know, the mom approached him, was like, "What happened?" You know, she said, she died in the line of duty, and that kind of stuff. Yeah. But the other thing that I noticed is that, Gravix was trying to use that against Nick Fury. Again, it didn't feel like that Nick Fury was that scared or that worried about it. So there was no gravity to that threat.
He didn't have time to mourn. They had to move on.
He had to cry.
There was no mourning. There was no... Also, I mean, the threat of, like, Gravik saying, "Oh, if you reveal us, then we'll show you as the one who killed Maria." I mean, it was like, eh.
Yeah, that
a
is...
lot of the times he felt like, whatever.
I thought Gravik was a weak point of the series. It's like you could kind of see what he was going for, but he just kind of turns completely evil.
I know.
And then it becomes punch at the end.
He was this guy that you see him at the beginning. He's a little kid that was, his parents got killed from a Kree war or Kree invasion, whatever happened in his home world. And then he becomes like this secret agent for Nick Fury. So there's some background story there. There's a lot. And then just because Nick Fury, dusted, and then when he came back, he just kind of stayed away in the space station. I'm not sure if they're calling it Saber or Sword. I'm sure they're calling it Saber, I think.
Right.
And just because of that, Gravix gets all butthurt and wants to freaking say, like, "Oh, Nick Fury never found us a home, so I'm just going to take Earth." Yeah. So, okay. Secret Invasion, here we go. You know what I mean? I
guess maybe it should have been called Secret Invasion, because I know that's kind of a big comic book story that involved a lot of heroes or superheroes.
Yeah. In the same sense that Civil War was supposed to be like this huge thing. I mean, it was still kind of big enough. Avengers, Captain America, and Civil War.
They don't have enough characters at that time yet.
Yeah,
Civil War's like the entire Marvel universe.
Yes. So that's passable. But Secret Invasion just being totally like kind of a homegrown kind of feeling only, and not involving as many characters as it could have in the comics.
Yeah.
It went from like, Avengers level threat to like, okay, it's just stuff that S.H.I.E.L.D. agents have to deal with.
I guess independent of the name Secret Invasion, I thought as a show, I thought it was good.
Okay.
I was entertained.
Fair enough.
I agree.
Yeah.
All right. 2-1. No problem.
It's the unpopular opinion, apparently.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, it kind of is.
No, this is good. That's good. That's why we need to have this kind of discussion. So, all right. Enough of that. And, I mean, there's a lot I could grab about. We can go on.
No, go on. I want to hear it.
You want to hear?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, man. What's with Gaia's character? Holy crap. I mean, Talos. Okay. I'll give you this. I love Talos's, the actor. I don't remember his name.
Ben Mendelsohn?
I didn't write it down.
Ben Mendelsohn, right? Ben Mendelsohn?
Yeah.
Ben Mendelsohn. Yeah, that guy's a great actor. I think he's awesome. Like, he plays a Talos character pretty well. Like, he riffs off the Nick Fury, He's like, "Oh, come on, buddy,"
He's less humorous in the series
compared to the movie. But then, how do you say? He's facing the fact that, okay, there's all these Skrulls. He's pretty much been ousted as the leader of the Skrulls. Because originally, he was a leader who's going to help his people find a new home. But after all this delay from Nick Fury, what seems like decades, they've ousted him because, what the heck? He hasn't been able to do anything. And he trusted Nick Fury. And, he got dusted from the snap and came back and still did nothing. So
Yeah,
was that a complaint?
he also had the weight of inviting all his Skrull.
That's right.
He's the one
That's
who
right.
did that. Yeah,
Yeah.
He brought them all to Earth.
So not only the fact that he had to deal with Skrulls that were there, but he also, like you said, sent a beacon to send all the other Skrulls to Earth as a safe haven. So he has the weight of all that on him. And so, no, this isn't a complaint. This is actually my appreciation for the character.
Oh.
Like, I like the way he acted, Ben Mendelsohn, and I like the way that Talos' character was developed. Actually, I felt like Talos' character was the most developed character in Secret Invasion. More so than Nick Fury, more so than, I don't know, anyone else. Definitely more so than Gaia or Gravix, because that's just a whole other crapshoot I'm going to talk about. Oh, man. How does Gaia end up working for the guy that killed his mother? I mean, sure, she didn't know. But...
That's kind of it, right?
Yeah. I mean, after her dad tells her, and it's like, oh, you're working for the guy who killed your mother. She's like, what? You know, she's like in disbelief.
Well, then she kind of becomes a mole after that, doesn't she?
Yeah, that's true. I guess it just doesn't show enough of. I mean, no, I can't say that's not fair, because she does end up being a mole for her father. Mm-hmm. You know, feeding him information about what's going on, what's happening next. So yes, that did happen, and it was probably because of, you know, Talos telling her that Gravix killed her mom. Mm-hmm. So you kind of see that kind of, you know, change in her happening.
And she's in Captain Marvel, isn't she? Is she like one of the kids? Captain Marvel.
Gaia?
Yeah. She's one of the children, right? And she's all grown up.
In a spaceship? Yes. Yeah. Because she's Talos' daughter. So yeah.
Yeah. You
see her as a little Skrull girl.
Yeah.
You don't see her as a human form, but the Skrull form. Yes.
I thought that was interesting. That's all.
Oh, good point. That connects to the series. I mean, this is basically chronologically a sequel to Captain Marvel.
Right.
In a way. So it all relates. The other grap I have is Gaia and Gravix's fight.
Yeah, that was, like I said, it's the last episode was kind of a letdown, but yeah, I agree.
Okay. But overall, you guys liked it. Hey, that's great. That's great. More power to you guys. Okay. Actually, on that little bit, what do you think about Gaia then? She's what, the most powerful superhero now, or they got to nerf her some way, don't you think?
Oh, I don't know if I want to watch more of this, like Secret Invasion 2.
Yeah. No, I'm not talking about Secret Invasion 2, but her character in the MCU. Because she has like every Avengers superpower within her, you know, or possibly so. I mean, doesn't she essentially become the most powerful superhero? I mean, just having Captain Marvel's powers alone, you know, that's top tier.
Captain Marvel and Hawkeye's.
Oh yeah, don't forget.
Yeah. What would her
was Hawkeye actually in there? Did his name pop up? I mean, there's a list of superheroes.
He's a salaried employee. He's not a superhero.
Here's this human DNA for perfect bow and arrow shooting. Yeah, you could swipe that off.
Yeah, I don't know. What would her weakness be? I don't know how they'd nerf her.
Well, she's currently a good guy, right? She's working with that MI6 agent. Yeah. Whoever that actress is, I thought she was great too.
Oh yeah, the British lady?
She brought levity to that series.
Okay, I'll give you that too. Yeah, that's another good character. I mean, there's not a lot going on with her. Not a lot. But she did have...
Every scene she was in, like, she seemed like...
She had a demanding presence, we should say.
Yeah. And she's funny.
That's true. Like that barber scene when she was cutting their...
Right.
Yeah.
Wait, barber? Or...
Well, they were... well, not really barber, but they were in a butcher shop.
Yeah, that's right.
And they were interrogating that one.
The shot with, like, that made the guy's blood boil or something?
Yeah, yeah. This is going to make your blood reach whatever temperature. Yeah. That's cool. Cool character. I mean, so, yeah, you brought up a good point. I did like her character, too.
I guess that's what I mean when I say levity. And to circle back to Captain Marvel, they didn't have that. For everyone being kind of stoic and serious. I think that was meant to be Nick Fury, but...
Gotcha. All right, that's cool. And let's see. So, I guess chronological. I mean, if we're done with a little bit of Secret Invasion talk. Okay, cool.
Sorry, I'm making noise here.
Legal
Well,
pad of notes.
all we have left is Ms. Marvel. Right?
No, well, WandaVision, but you guys didn't see it.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Come on, guys, stick with the.
Maybe in the lead up to the movie.
Yeah, there we go.
We'll review WandaVision real quick.
It kind of is a lot, and admittedly so. I thought the beginning was very, very, very slow because it's that old timey, Leave It to Beaver, like 50, 60, 70, whatever look it was.
That was the first episode I remember.
Yeah, first couple episodes, it's gonna be like that.
Oh, it keeps going.
Yeah, that's why when it first premiered on TV or on Disney Plus, it was 2 episodes.
Oh, okay.
And then it got to the third, fourth, and just to kind of get it moving along.
That's right. Disney, they do the 1 episode a week thing.
Yep.
They don't do Netflix style where it's all.
Yeah, they don't just
all
drop
at
the
once.
whole series at once. So that is but once it gets moving, then you see how much that show kind of just develops. It develops really quickly as soon as you get through the middle and towards the end. You're like, at least to me, I thought, man, that was an awesome show. I thought that was probably my favorite show out of all the Marvel Disney Plus shows.
And you've watched them all?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I have not.
No problem. So, and that leads in, because you also get Monica Rambeau,
Yeah.
who is the daughter of Maria Rambeau, who is, like you mentioned,
Yeah.
Carol Danvers' best friend, or maybe a little bit more than that.
Right.
Or should have been more than that.
Yeah.
Anyways, Monica shows up, and that's the origin of her powers, actually, how she gets her powers. But I'll let you guys watch that and figure that out. So,
That's 9 episodes. That's a
spoiler, non-spoilery.
lot of TV.
Yeah. And also a prequel to Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. All right. So next is Ms. Marvel, Kamala Khan. You guys watch that?
Yes.
Finished it
I
today.
did.
All
Same
right.
here.
We can talk about that. Yeah, thank goodness. Let's see. What I recall from it, I enjoyed it. I mean, it is like kind of a teeny bopper kind of show, because it obviously deals with teenagers like Kamala Khan herself and her. I think the best description I could think of, I told Marqui before, was that think of this as like Spider-Man, Peter Parker, as a teenager getting his abilities, like that young teenager adolescence and growing into superpowers. That's what I thought of what Miss Marvel was kind of like, but for her character. I don't know what you guys think. So,
You want to go first?
Oh yeah, no. I think this was my favorite Marvel series, TV series. I really enjoyed it. I don't want to really jump too far ahead, but yeah. Overall, the production quality was high. The story, I really enjoyed her origin story. There were some surprises in there, like, sorry, I lost my train of thought.
Okay, I'll jump in. I loved it. I thought this is by far my favorite. I think if I were I only watch the movies. I don't really watch TV shows, but I would rank this like with the movies, like with some of the best MCU movies.
nice.
Yeah.
No, I get you. Miss Marvel, I thought it was great. I mean, just like I said in the beginning, it's well produced. It's an origin of Miss Marvel, and it's in the same sense of like Peter Parker's becoming Spider-Man. This is Kamala Khan becoming Ms. Marvel, and like just the whole everything that they kind of just peppered in. Like, okay, you got this teenage girl. She has this problem, and she kind of has to learn how to deal with it, and she's discovering herself and discovering her family secret. Then the whole episode of like, what's it called when they go back to India and like the whole, what do they call it?
No, they go to Karachi. Is that right?
Yeah. Well, that's the place. But what happened
With the red daggers and everything?
Oh no.
No.
The on the train or
The time loop?
Hold on real quick. Okay, yeah. The partition of India, that
nice.
that whole part. I was like, oh man, cool slice of history. I like when they kind of involve that kind of stuff, like real world events that ties in. and then into the character, and then how that helps develop her. You know, she learns her grandma had all these powers and all these kind of things, and then her whole history. I was like, whoa.
It was integrated really well, I think.
Yeah, no, that surprise that I was talking about earlier is that little time loop that she was the one that ended up saving her grandmother at the train station to meet up with her great grandfather, so that they, you know, the whole time loop could complete itself.
Yeah, so I totally agree. Like Miss Marvel, this was a well fleshed out series. Like it was actually a series that I felt like, okay, they actually meant this to be a TV show, and not like a movie that was chopped up into a TV show. So I wholeheartedly agree that, you know, Miss Marvel. Let's see. Also, I like the fact that what's her buddy's name? That
Bruno?
Brian.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or Brian.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
No, that's cool. Oh, that relationship. He's like, you know, kind of, he likes her, but then he's just the, what do you call him? Sidekick to her.
Right. Friend zone.
Yeah, friend zone.
Yeah.
Let's pour one out for Bruno. Sorry, Bruno.
And just the actress, she plays it really well.
She does.
Like, oh,
Iman Vellani.
okay.
I know you're like. No, I remembered her name because if you don't know, she's actually a huge Marvel nerd. Like everything she does, interviews and talk shows and all this stuff, she talks about how much she's so passionate about knowing the comics, the whole history, like all the stories of Marvel. She's like, Kevin Feige, I want your job. You know, she goes up to that degree.
Yeah.
And the cool thing is that she's so involved that, did you know she's actually the reason why they killed off her character in the comics?
I didn't know if you killed off her character.
Yeah, so Ms. Marvel Kamala Khan, she quote unquote died in the comics.
Man,
and
spoiler.
Oh,
So I
sorry.
actually read the first trade paperback too.
Oh, yeah?
The first 5 issues.
Oh, man.
Just to see how they
Compare with the
how it translates, how they translated the comic.
gotcha. It's a little bit different, right?
A little bit
yeah,
different.
a little bit different.
Bruno's a brother in the comic.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He's not in the series at all.
Anyways, yeah, so they killed off her character in the comics, and she's essentially getting reborn again. And Iman Vellani is actually going to be helping craft that story. She's actually going to be credited.
She's a writer.
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure if she's actually going to be the writer, but she's definitely in the process of the storytelling for that. Man, that's a huge deal.
Yeah,
That's basically like a fanboy becoming, you know, part of the process. It's like, oh, cool. And essentially what they're doing is they're mimicking the comics to what the MCU movies or shows or whatever, you know. So whatever it is in the comics is also, I guess, transposed into real life characters. Does that make sense?
Like the comics written now are gonna reflect the MCU.
Yes.
That
In that way. Like say, what else was there? So originally, Ms. Marvel, she wasn't a mutant, because in the comics they couldn't use it for a while. I forgot what the reason was, but she got her power through the Terrigen Mist and became an Inhuman.
Yeah,
I don't know if you guys.
That's in the comic.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's in the comics. So that's why they kind of killed her off, and then they're basically turning her to become a mutant. So
Just for that little detail.
yeah, just for that detail. And then I'm not sure if you noticed, but they also mentioned that in the show too, because Bruno, when he was talking about like, you know, all your powers, but then when he said I don't know if did he get her blood, he analyzed something about her, right?
Yeah, at the end. Right?
Yeah, at the end.
Yeah.
And then he said there's some kind of mutation in you.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa.
and they played the X-Men theme.
yes,
The
and they
animated
played a
theme,
little bit
right.
of the X-Men animated.
Oh, I didn't even catch the theme.
Yeah, I didn't catch it at first. I heard it later on. I'm glad you mentioned
When
it.
they took off in the car or something.
Yeah, the Porsche.
I think it's like right after he said it. So
Oh, I actually missed that.
yeah, just in the audio, just how you listen. So. Well, that's cool. So like they're turning her instead of an Inhuman, which by the way, that show really sucked too. I'm not sure if you guys watched the Inhuman show.
No,
I haven't. But I bought him the comics
Oh, you did?
for his birthday.
no, thanks.
Nice. Yeah, don't watch the show.
No, okay.
I don't even know if it's. Oh yeah, it's definitely not canon. It's like Agents of Shield, not canon.
Well, wasn't the Inhumans was like Marvel's attempt to replace the X-Men because they didn't have the rights to X-Men.
Yes. One of the original ideas was that they were going to have the Inhumans as basically the fill-in for the X-Men.
Yeah.
Because they didn't have the movie rights or any of those rights.
Yeah.
You know, Fox had them, right?
And then they're like, screw it, it's just by Fox.
Yeah. Perfect. All right. We got them. Got Fantastic Four. Movie's on the way. Can't wait.
Any gripes with Miss Marvel?
Miss Marvel? I'm trying to think. Not really.
I think,
I'm sure if I rewatched it, because it's been some time for me at least. I didn't watch it recently like you guys. I'm sure I could find something. There's some stuff I didn't like. So I'll probably have to defer to you guys if there's something. Because I just remember overall just liking the series. So I don't know about you guys.
I mean, I did too. I really liked it.
I think the end was where they're booby trapping the high school. I thought kind of it's in a little out of the scope of what the show was trying to do, or not scope, but it felt a little off. I guess it felt too.
It became Home Alone type.
Yeah,
I know all the traps at the end.
it was too. It was kind of silly.
Yeah. I mean, in that sense, because it's like a teenager kind of show, you know.
Yeah, but it's still kind of grounded in reality.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like a silly teenage like comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were two that particularly stuck out. I think, and they both involved that Red Dagger, the younger guy.
Mm-hmm.
I think when they first met at the train station, at the Karachi train station, they fought each other, and then they had these two jokes where she fell from her platforms, and she was asking him how'd you learn to jump like that?
Oh right,
and then he followed back with something like, how'd you learn how to jump like that? Donkey Kong or something like that. And I was like, whoa, okay. And then after the train scene, after the time loop scene, she reconciles with her mom and her grandma at that station, and she goes up to say goodbye to the Red Dagger, and I think he takes off his face mask and he like throws it on her shoulder, and I was like, Jesus, is that COVID? And that was about it.
Is that the one
I couldn't imagine if someone threw their mask at me, and I'm like, yeah.
That becomes her scarf or her sash, was it?
Yeah.
I think she
probably did. And I was like, that's why I was like, whoa.
Oh, yeah, there's a thing there, kind of.
I'm sure she
implying.
watched it.
Yeah.
But I mean,
because her first crush became a psycho, right?
right.
Kamran.
Yeah. I forgot his name already. Yeah. That guy. Oh man, with a psycho mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
So she died, but she still kind of was able to close up that I'm sorry.
Sorry, my
warp?
papers. Is it too loud?
No.
Nah, that's fine.
That part's also a little confusing. I wasn't quite sure what was happening there. She's closing up some kind of portal. Yeah. But she still turned into bones and dust.
You're right.
Like the other person did.
Before her, right.
So I don't know what she did differently.
Yeah.
So I don't know if there's going to be a season 2. I assume she's not dead. And I assume this Kamran guy is probably going to...
Or she's just in that other existence, whatever that other world is. Because they're trying to bring that world into Earth, right? Into this world, this realm. So, I mean, that's the gist of it that I recall from this.
Yeah.
But yeah, I kind of didn't get that whole thing either, a little bit.
Yeah, that was a little confusing.
Yeah. In the scheme of things, it didn't really matter. She stopped it.
Still fantastic series. I love it.
Yeah, that's nice. By far the best.
Yeah.
Nice. That's because you guys haven't watched WandaVision yet.
Okay.
Just kidding. No, I mean, overall, you guys will probably still keep your same opinions about Miss Marvel. But that's good. So it just shows that, hey, there are shows that I can recommend and you guys will like. And there are some shows that you guys won't. So.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, Miss Marvel. So overall, pretty good show. I mean, all of this is just leading up to what we think about the Marvels, right? Because we got that coming up in a couple of weeks, like I mentioned. I got my tickets, so I'm ready to watch it. You guys are free to join November 10th, Friday. Or after.
Lots of seats available.
Yeah, lots of seats available, which I feel is unfortunate.
Do you want to talk about why you think it's tracking low, or do you want to talk about I have no idea what the movie's gonna be about. So I don't know how to predict this.
Nope. I mean, the trailers pretty much explain it, kind of.
Yeah, I don't know what to add to.
Yeah, I mean, the problem with the Marvels is that, okay, we have a problem, them switching places whenever they use their powers. That's apparent. But then the threat is just that wannabe Ronan the Accuser character, the female version.
Right.
I mean, is she the only threat? Is there something else that's going on? Because, I mean, with all the trailers, what we've seen so far, she doesn't feel that much of a threat. I mean, if the Guardians of the Galaxy can take care of Ronan, and he had a freaking, what's it called?
Tesseract?
Yeah, he had one of those
Infinity Stones?
Infinity Stones, right? If the Guardians of the Galaxy can take care of him, what are they going to do against...
Well, they'll have to hold hands for that.
Power of friendship.
Yeah. It took all five.
Shit. Yeah.
However many there were.
And that's why they're the Guardians of the Galaxy.
So, like you're saying, she doesn't really seem like an Avengers level threat, which people are expecting.
Yeah, and because you've got Captain Marvel, who could single-handedly fight against Thanos with all those 6 or how many Infinity Stones there are, right? Like, gosh, he had to use Infinity Stone power just to knock her out. I mean, knock her out of the way in Avengers Endgame.
I think the conflict is every time they activate their power that they do that little... They rotate out, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so...
Yeah, so that's the handicap that they're putting in this movie. I get that. And then but does that justify that, okay, the threat of this, I forgot her name already, the female Ronan the Accuser, is it that much valid threat? I guess. I will have to see, because she has the other band.
She
right?
does.
The one that Miss Marvel wears. She has one, but obviously she's missing the other. And that bad guy character has the other one.
But then you're right in that Captain Marvel would obliterate Miss Marvel. So I mean, and she has a band. So I guess it's for what it's worth. I don't know how powerful that band really is.
Kree tech,
right?
But then Miss Marvel, it's a mix of Kree tech because of the rocket engine, but with the power of Infinity Stone too. So I don't know how we going to equate
I think
power levels there.
The appeal for this movie wouldn't necessarily be the bad guy. I think it's going to be the chemistry between the characters. Like I think we want to see Miss Marvel and Captain Marvel interact.
But why do you think it's tracking low?
I have several reasons, but what do you guys think? Want me to start?
Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, we go. Let's hope. What's one thing you think, Marky?
I don't know. People probably think it's another girl power movie or something. I don't know.
Well, I didn't write that down, but I totally think there's a
female center.
They don't want to give it. They don't want to give it.
Led.
They don't want to give it a chance.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, from what I've said earlier about people complaining about the original Captain Marvel movie because Brie Larson, I think that feeling's still there for some of the fan base, particularly the male fan base. I'm not part of those. I could care less whatever Brie Larson thinks politically, personally. It's not going to affect my...
I know what she said.
Yeah.
She said something about all her movie critics. She's talking about like A Wrinkle in Time. And she said all the movie critics were old white males. I would prefer to hear the opinion of a woman of color because Wrinkle in Time is about 3 women, right? Miss Who, Miss What's It.
Oh, yeah.
Did you guys read the book? It's been a while.
No.
Oprah's in it.
I saw the movie a little bit, but not really.
I heard the movie's bad regardless.
Oh, really? Okay. Okay. Save me some time there.
It's a good book, though. It's a good kid's book.
Okay, cool. I mean, yeah. I mean, whatever the comments were, like I said, I don't really care for them. I could care less. I just want to see a good Marvel movie. I want to see a good MCU Marvel movie. Be entertained, enjoy the story, all that kind of jazz.
Okay, well, I have some notes about this. So I think there's actual genuine superhero movie fatigue.
that's a good one.
That's a good point.
So you guys remember the DCEU?
I remember the DC.
Yeah, the Snyderverse version of the...
Yeah. Aquaman 2 will be the last one. That's it'll be their 16th movie. You know, they're gonna have 4 movies that came out this year. DC, that's 1/4 of their catalog that come out. That will have come out in 2023.
And they all bomb?
They all bombed.
Oh,
The
yeah.
Flash, Blue Beetle, Shazam, and then this upcoming Aquaman 2.
Oh, that's right.
So they just threw a
Oh,
bunch
Black
of
Adam.
movies. I think that was last year.
Oh, that was last year.
That was late last year, and that's
Was
too.
They're rebooting it with James Gunn.
Yeah,
But,
they just
oh man. Okay, so this isn't about that, but yeah, I get what you mean. We'll save that for another discussion.
oh, I'm just this is an example of superhero movie fatigue.
Superhero fatigue, gotcha.
Guardians 3 underperformed. It did worse than Guardians 2, and I think that was the biggest hit of the summer for superhero movies. It did worse than Captain Marvel, box office wise.
Oh, really?
So I did some research there.
Nice.
I think the MCU TV shows, even though I liked what I watched, I think they kind of dilute the product. Like there's too much MCU, and I don't know if I saw Miss Marvel. Like I just watched Miss Marvel. I don't know if I'm that excited to watch her in a movie theater. Like the TV series already had great production value. Like I remember a time when you'd watch like Thor in the movie theater. Like that was a big event. If I watch a 6-episode Thor miniseries before the Thor movie, I wouldn't be as hyped. So I think they kind of overloaded on MCU with their Disney Plus offerings.
So everything that was supposed to make it better and great is kind of their downfall in a way. Well, because you're saying it's diluted. There's too much Marvel.
Yeah.
Fair enough. To add to that point, I'd say it's yes. There is too much Marvel. Like I had to force you guys to watch some of those shows because you guys never saw.
Yeah,
the
and I
shows
want to
before,
take a
right?
break.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because it's over time, it
Sure.
would have been fine. But I mean, naturally, you guys probably wouldn't be interested, right? Or would have thought of watching those.
Right.
without-
I mean, there's so many characters in the Marvel universe, and that's from the comics. So when they start, like bringing it over to the movies, yeah, that's a lot to follow.
Yeah, and I only watched the movies. I just feel like after Endgame, it's hard to continue.
It's hard to follow that up.
Like you just peaked at this moment. Like everyone came in, they fought, and you killed Iron Man.
Yeah, and then Loki gets into. I know we haven't gone over Loki, but that gets into like different alternate like timelines, alternate universes.
yeah, that's a
yeah.
whole-
So, gotcha.
We should have that as the next topic. Well, you have to get you guys into that if you can.
I have one more point.
Okay.
There's still a Screen Actors Guild strike going on, so it's very under advertised. There's only one trailer, and this movie comes out when, like 2 weeks, one less.
Captain
2
Marvel.
weeks. Yeah.
I mean the Marvels.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think that's what hurt a lot of these movies. Like they couldn't advertise Blue Beetle. And that's like the heart of the writer's strike and the actor strike.
I watched Blue Beetle. Did you guys watch it?
I heard it was okay.
I didn't watch it.
I thought it was great. I thought it was a fun movie. I felt like that's another one that didn't deserve the low box office that it got. It's definitely a movie that I think people should watch. But hey, we're not talking about that right now. So.
HBO or watch it on Max.
Yeah, sure. Watch it however you want.
It's not in theater anymore.
Yeah, so that's fine. Well, that way that character's still staying with the James Gunn universe. So the DCU.
Right, he did say that.
Yeah.
I do want to revisit the DCEU at some point. Those are interesting movies.
That's a harsh topic there.
Kind of overwhelming for me. I don't know.
Yeah. So, oh man. So superhero fatigue, stuff about Brie Larson, a female centric movie of the Marvels. I think all those are contributing to this lackluster box office, projected box office. Because I'll tell you right now, the movie theater that I'm gonna go watch it in, so many seats available. It's unbelievable. Usually, when I go out to watch, especially on a Friday night, it's usually packed, and then like we have to get tickets right away, or else we're not gonna be able to watch the movie we want to watch, or not get a good seat.
Yeah.
But this one's like, man, a couple weeks in, and it's like, okay, you guys want to join? Just plenty of seats available.
It sounds like superhero fatigue.
Yeah. So, a whole bunch of that. I mean, on top of the superhero fatigue, I just want to add. I mean, I've been hearing about it too, and it's kind of a point that I want to make. These stories also, a lot of them are not fully fleshed out. You have these subpar plots, just subpar stories for all these shows that's been coming out, and people are just tired of not having a quality product. This is a point where superhero fatigue, because there's too much quantity but not enough quality.
I thought Miss Marvel was great.
Yeah,
That's the recent one.
That's an exception, yeah. But then you guys didn't see WandaVision yet, and then
which you said is also great.
yeah, which I enjoyed. You guys are actually the minority in liking Secret Invasion, which blows my mind.
That was good.
Oh man, then you might like the rest. Okay, just thinking. Okay, so movies that have come out for Disney Plus for Marvel at least. We have WandaVision. I think what's next? Was it Hawkeye? No, it wasn't Hawkeye. It was Falcon and
I didn't watch it.
Falcon and
the Winter Soldier. Yeah.
Yeah, I watched that. I thought it was okay. There's a story that's so-so.
Moon Knight.
I saw Moon Knight. I didn't like it.
You didn't like it?
No.
I enjoyed it actually. I thought it could have been a lot better than what it was, but I still enjoyed it.
It could have been better.
Yeah, it definitely could have been better. It started off great. I like the premise of it, like and then that whole multiple identities. Yeah, it's like holy crap. But I just felt like it didn't secure the landing of like completing the story. I don't know. Maybe because it just got too weird with the whole, afterlife, after death thing. Not afterlife. But the whole thing with Khonshu and all the gods.
I kind of already forgot. It's Ethan Hawke, right? He's the bad guy.
Yeah, he played the bad guy. Being an avatar for that other god.
Right.
Yeah. Which was all weird. Yeah. So that's kind of getting into the mystical thing. But, okay. Hawkeye. Do you guys watch Hawkeye? No? Okay.
I only saw She-Hulk.
Oh, you watched She-Hulk?
Yeah. And I liked it.
You like She-Hulk?
I thought it was good.
Oh my god, that's another... Man. Okay. I need to talk to you guys about all these other shows. That was another episode or show that just got so much hate on because it just... The format of it, the way that it... How can I say? Okay. I think people weren't prepared for the fourth wall breaking and just what the She-Hulk story was.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, I felt it was too campy.
I think that's what She-Hulk is. I think she does break the fourth wall.
I get it. In the comics and all this stuff, she breaks the fourth wall a lot. Yeah. I mean, I haven't really read any of the She-Hulk comics, so I'm not familiar with her character that much or her comics or her story. Besides that, she's Bruce Banner's cousin. Yeah. That's the extent of my knowledge of her. But yeah, this show just didn't mesh well with me.
Yeah, a lot of people were upset. Well, then they addressed head on the internet. I'll think of the word. Keep moving on. Okay. Vitriol, like the toxicity of the internet. Like they addressed that head on in their show. Mm. And they also,
that is true.
I think they were trying to. A lot of Marvel, there's always a build up to a big CG action scene at the end, and they subverted. Did you watch the whole series?
Yeah, I did.
So they subverted it, and they said, "We're not going to do this big CG fight that you guys wanted to see."
Mm-hmm. They saved that for a Secret Invasion.
I didn't like it anymore.
So they had She-Hulk. They had all the things that subverted, expectation.
Yeah.
And then they went around and turned her back into Secret Invasion.
Is that what happened? I'm forgetting.
Yeah, big CGI fest. The fight between Guy and Gravix.
Well, that fight was too dark too. Yeah. It didn't really look like good CG.
Yeah, it wasn't that great, but I mean, it's still
I saw it yesterday.
CGI fest. So, yeah, big CGI fest, whatever, for at least TV show budget.
Yeah.
But I get what you mean. So.
Look.
Oh man, and then when they brought in Daredevil. Man, I thought he was gonna be great, but he just felt like I felt like they made a fool out of him in this show. Because did you guys watch the Daredevil series on Netflix when it was out?
I watched the first season.
Okay, yeah, I watched it all. I love that series. I love that show. I mean, all my earlier podcasts are about the Netflix Marvel shows. Yeah, so. When I saw him in She-Hulk, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, just for a one-night stand, right?
Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah.
I thought it was funny.
Yeah. That's fine. I guess for the scope of She-Hulk, that's fine. Whatever. Did you guys hear that they scrapped the story for Daredevil, Born Again? It was big news. So Daredevil Born Again is slated to be like, I guess, it's in production. Whatever.
Yeah.
They're supposed to start next year. Whatever. But then recent stories told out that they completely stopped. They wiped this whole story. They're gonna start fresh again.
Is it WGA related or
no? Beyond that, it's like
bad writing.
Kevin Feige or somebody up there is like reviewed it and said, "Nope, we're not going this direction."
Oh,
so
more snark.
Yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do, but I mean, this could be good news. I think it's more good news than bad news. Bad news is okay, we have a delay. They're gonna redo the story. The good news is at least I think they're gonna make a more developed, well thought out story. Kind of like similar to how the Netflix series was like, and not more She-Hulk series campy.
So it's a new actor. They're getting rid of the old actor.
No. All the actors are gonna stay the same.
Okay.
So they're keeping, of course, the main guy, Daredevil,
I never
Matt Murdock. Okay.
Charlie Cox.
Charlie Cox, yes. Man, that guy's awesome, and especially the guy that plays Wilson Fisk.
Oh yeah.
Vincent D'Onofrio.
Yeah.
Though that guy's an awesome.
The bad
actor.
guy in Men in Black.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. He was that alien dude. I didn't even know at the time, but yeah, he's an awesome character. Like all those characters are awesome, especially from that series in Netflix. But yeah, I'm hoping that they make it better, and now we're gonna see an awesome Daredevil that lives up to the expectation. Even though this episode was supposed to be about the Marvels, we talked about. Actually, no, we talked about a lot of things about the Marvels. Yeah.
We could talk about our Halloween plans or something.
Well, I mean, that's kind of what we got. I mean, expectation for the Marvels. Are you guys watching everything you've had, knowing everything that you know, how inclined are you guys to watch the Marvels?
I do plan on watching it. I don't know how soon, but I will watch it.
If we have to watch it for the podcast, I guess I could make the time.
Okay. How about without having to do the podcast? I mean, your own opinion. Would you be inclined to watch it?
No, probably not opening weekend.
So not a priority.
Yeah.
But you do intend to watch it.
Well, I mean, no, I can't say that. I mean, if this reviews well, like if people love it, then I'll be more inclined to watch it.
Oh, so you're gonna wait for reviews?
I always do that.
Oh, you do?
I'm a review person.
But you're gonna have to change that because you are the review person now.
I don't know if my opinion is any stronger than.
Oh, of course, man.
Like
Everyone's
my dogs.
Everyone's opinion matters here, because we're all different. We all have different expectations. Like earlier, you guys enjoyed Secret Invasion. You're still
caught up on that.
Yes, I mean, I'm just mind blown that you got or She-Hulk. You enjoyed She-Hulk. I thought it was too campy.
It reviewed well.
Yeah.
I'm not in the minority.
I'm pretty sure I'll catch it in theaters. I won't wait till it gets on like TBS or TNT or anything like that.
No, it'll be another Disney Plus.
Right.
In a couple of months after.
Yeah, they pull their movies early. That's the other thing. It's like, why watch it in the theater if it's going to be the
Disney Plus?
Disney Plus like 2 months.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, in that aspect, sure. If you want to save some bucks and just catch on Disney Plus, go ahead. Although they are raising prices of Disney Plus. Actually, a lot of different places are raising their prices. All the streaming services. Netflix, most especially.
Always does.
Yeah, I think they're raising it, another third, fourth time this year alone?
Right.
Well, I never thought... What's Disney Plus, like $9 a month or something? Or $8 a month?
Something like that. There's so many different options, because you could also bundle it with Hulu or ESPN and all that other crap.
I think they were cheap because they wanted to get a bunch of subscribers. That didn't seem sustainable to have an $8 a month.
Yeah. One of my first renewals is like $80 a year. And now it's going to be...
I'm doing annual. I think they only do annual.
Yeah,
right?
They have monthly options
like,
too.
They don't even need a Disney Vault anymore. They have all the movies on there.
Yeah.
Well, no, I think because they lost money they're losing a lot of money on Disney Plus. I think they pulled some stuff from their service. Like they pulled Willow.
Yeah. Oh yeah, heard about that.
I didn't even get to watch it.
Yeah, I never got to watch it too.
I don't even know why Willow deserved a reboot. Because that first movie, you watch it now. It's pretty mediocre.
I mean, I watched it a long time ago, but it wasn't something I really remember.
It's a nostalgia thing.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't really care for it. That's why I never watched the new series. And that's probably why they pulled it, because not enough people watched it.
Yeah, I guess you're going to put it on like DVD or something to get some money out of it. Or an ABC with ads.
Yeah. So, sans reviewing the Marvels, you would watch it if the reviews are good for it, right, Raymond?
It has to be a very fresh
Oh,
tomato.
No, don't tell me you're using Rotten Tomato scores.
Of course I do. Yeah, it has
Don't. This is why we're doing podcasts, because freaking Rotten Tomatoes, they pay for their shit. I mean, the studios pay for their reviews. Did you know that?
I read that article.
Yep.
It's, no, advertising agencies pay reviewers
Yes.
to boost the movie, not the studios themselves.
You know it comes from somewhere.
Well, I mean, also, I can just read the reviews that are there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can read NPR's review through.
Yeah. Well, we're bullshit anyway, so.
Or USA Today, Rolling Stone.
I'll tell you this. I disagree with a lot of those major reviewers. But then, that's my opinion. Like, again, you guys have different tastes, different opinions, so.
Well, I mean,
I gotta respect that.
I don't know if that's true, because everything you like reviewed well. Like, the stuff that we like, Secret Invasion, that didn't review well. So you're kind of more in line with what the critics are, saying.
Like,
Possibly.
Like for these TV shows, I usually watch like TV like spoiler reviews on YouTube, but for these shows I didn't. For that movie, for the Marvels, I'll watch a spoiler review before I even watch it. But that won't change my decision on whether I'm watching it or not.
I also want to point out, I read negative reviews for Secret Invasion. USA Today and Rolling Stone, they only reviewed the first 2 episodes, and I think that's kind of misleading.
How was the review?
These were negative.
Oh,
but this was only based on the 2 episodes that they were given.
Yeah,
because they got to watch it early.
So it's not a full review of the series.
Yeah, I don't know why Rotten Tomatoes doesn't update that. NPR had a positive review, but they watched the whole thing. And RogerEbert.com watched the whole thing, but they were negative. So I only read 4 reviews.
At least one of us does. I used to. I mean, I used to watch when Roger Ebert and Gene Siskel were on TV.
Oh, yeah?
Remember that?
I watched all at the movies.
Yeah, I used to watch them all the time.
Yeah.
Sad when when Gene passed away, right?
Oh yeah. I tell the story. No, I don't tell all the time. But I know that he was really excited for Phantom Menace to come out, and he didn't make it.
Oh man,
yeah, edit out that laugh.
Okay. No, it's fine.
I think I made a Siskel joke.
Okay.
It's fine.
He does this
Yeah, so I mean,
20 years ago.
And to be fair, I used to follow a lot of Rotten Tomatoes until I started finding myself disagreeing with a lot of the reviews. Also, you take into the fact that they have the critics' reviews and then the actual viewers or, the fan base reviews.
Oh, I don't read those.
There's 2 sets.
The audience score.
So yeah, the audience score. That's right.
Yeah.
And so I always compared the 2. If there's a great variance, then I know something's up. One or the other is not right, or is skewed in some way.
They don't have to prove that they watched it. They can review bomb. Or they can review, what's the opposite
No, I
of
think
that?
they changed that, didn't they?
I think they're trying to change it. I don't know if they did.
Okay, so they haven't changed it yet?
I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, that's why I said I don't really care for Rotten Tomatoes. If they did, great. If they didn't, then...
Well, Rotten Tomatoes is just an aggregate. Like, you can go to the top critics and find the critics whose review you want to read. Like, I read... You say today Rolling Stone, these are big publications. And NPR, so...
Gotcha.
But like I said, all your opinions, they align with the critics, so... You're kind of with Rotten Tomatoes.
Gosh damn it. That's not what I want to be. No, that's all right. Well, okay. So I guess I'm just also in the same majority of all those critics, I guess. But that's all right. That's why we have these discussions. All right. So, I mean, I'm already in line to watch it, the Marvels. Marqui says he's going to watch it at some point. And Raymond, he's on the fence, depending on how well it reviews.
A lot of people have to like it.
Yep. All right. That's fine. Because guess what we're going to do on the next podcast?
DCEU ranking.
DCEU. All right. We're going to be probably talking about something else. I did want to go review the Marvels, but that just depends on if we all watch it. So we'll wait on that. Or at least I'll have mine and maybe Marqui's if he's going to watch it. So we'll see. All right. So I think that's pretty much it. We've covered a lot of topics today. Talked about Captain Marvel, Secret Invasion, WandaVision, Ms. Marvel. and everything leading up to the Marvels. So overall, a lot of positives, a lot more than I thought there would be. But I think, this is something that we're just going to see what happens. And if Marvel continues to tell great stories, great. And if not, then unfortunately, we're going to have more discourse and people like Raymond waiting for reviews again.
It's not uncommon. A lot of people do this.
True. Anyways, I don't know. Any closing thoughts, you guys?
No,
I have nothing to plug.
All right. Well, that's it for me. So I think we're at an end. So everyone listening, hope you enjoyed listening to us. Hope you enjoyed what we had to talk about. So until next time, have a fantastic day. Hey guys, thanks for listening to our show. If you have any questions, comments, or feedback for us, we greatly appreciate that. If you can send us an email to worktimefunpodcast@gmail.com, or you can send us a message at X, formerly known as Twitter, and our handle is @worktimefunpod. Thanks again.